I'm tackling the topic, how to hide a tummy this spring and summer. Viewers have asked, and I'm doing my best to deliver. Let's talk about how to hide that tummy. Hello, welcome to today's video. My name is Kay and this is Dress for My Day. And today's video is sponsored by MIDI Health. More about them in just a minute. But let's talk about why we are even having this conversation about a tummy. You know, the truth is that as we age, a lot of us develop a little bit of a menopausal or postmenopausal pooch. That's a tummy that's kind of carried down low in the abdomen. And it's just usually kind of little, or it can grow, especially you get that little food baby, right, as you eat during the day. And it can be annoying because our clothes just no longer fit the way they used to. And then also there are women who have more of an apple shape and they have more of a torso, right, just a thicker torso, more of a tummy to begin with. So those are two different kinds of tummies, and they're actually caused by two different kinds of things. The first one, that menopausal tummy, is more hormone related, whereas that bigger tummy, the tummy that's kind of more your whole trunk from basically your bosom down, is kind of more about probably diet and also some hereditary. So I don't know what kind of tummy you have. I do have a little bit of that menopausal pooch there, and I do deal with it. And depending on how well I've dealt with it, you may or may not believe that, but I actually do. And I think a lot of women do, especially over 50, which is, hey, most of my audience. So today we are going to talk about how to hide it. The truth is, I can't make your tummy go away any more than I can make mine go away. Well, actually, I probably could make mine go away if I worked at it a little bit harder. So I can't really hide your tummy, but I can help you diminish the appearance of it, downplay it, and distract from it. So that's what we're going to do today. Speaking of that tummy though, let's talk a little bit about MIDI Health and the experience that I've had with them. MIDI is a virtual care clinic on a mission to bring compassionate and high-quality medical care to women, and is covered by most insurances. When you use MIDI, you benefit from no-rush virtual visits from the comfort of your home with clinicians who can help you with a wide range of symptoms. They see women with symptoms such as weight gain and weight loss, hair and skin changes, vaginal dryness, painful intercourse or changes in libido, brain fog and memory lapse, hair loss, trouble sleeping, joint pain, moodiness, anxiety, depression, and a full range of perimenopause and menopause symptoms. How does MIDI work? You just get on the MIDI scheduler and schedule your visit with a MIDI clinician. Then from the comfort of your home, you have a no-rush visit discussing your symptoms and some possible treatments. Your MIDI clinician will help you schedule any tests that you need to have run somewhere local for you. Then you can have as many virtual follow-ups as you need to dial in your MIDI treatment and put into place those preventative steps. I scheduled a visit with a MIDI clinician to talk about weight gain and some possible things that I needed to do differently to kickstart a little bit of a weight loss. She helped me tremendously. One of the things I really enjoyed about that visit was it did indeed feel no rush. I felt like I could really talk about things with her that sometimes I feel like my healthcare provider rushes me through, or maybe like she already has it in her chart, so I don't say anything about it. But with this MIDI clinician, I kind of like told her everything, and she gave me some really great feedback. She had some really insightful information that no one had ever shared with me, and I really appreciated that. If you're looking for personalized, compassionate care that you can get in the comfort of your home and that's covered by your insurance, then I encourage you to go to the link below in the description box straight to the MIDI scheduler, where you can schedule a visit with a MIDI clinician. Thank you so much to MIDI for sponsoring today's video. Now let's talk about how to visually diminish the look of that tummy with your clothing and accessories. So what I've done is I have dressed two of my dress forms. I have a few dress forms, and it occurred to me, you know what, I could put a little bit of a tummy on them. I was going to put a tummy on me, and my daughter warned me, do not do that. So I decided not to do that. So I've put a little bit of a tummy with some little pillow forms on two of my dress forms, and I have dressed them in a way that I think would work for many women. Now, remember, I'm going to give you a lot of tips. Some of these tips will work for you and some of them won't, depending on what kind of tummy you have, where you carry that extra weight. If it's down low in your gut, that's one thing. If it's more up on your torso, then that's another. So take these into consideration, and I do encourage you to try them. Don't just assume, nope, can't do that. Instead, give it a real try, because you actually might be surprised at the results. So my first tip really is to keep in mind that you cannot hide a tummy. You can't really make it like go away visibly, but you can distract from it. You can diminish the appearance of it. You can downplay it. And so that's what we're going to do. The second thing I want to encourage you to do is to wear more fitted clothes. A lot of times when we're trying to hide extra weight, I've been there, I've done it myself. We wear a tent, we wear voluminous clothing in an effort to maybe not get close to that extra bulk there. We think that's going to hide it. But the truth is, it doesn't hide it. It just draws more attention to it. It causes people to even assume that we're larger than we really are even. So I really encourage you to stay away from the big tunic tops, the big flowy tops, the things that hang really low. I encourage you not to wear like a big muumuu kind of dress or a top like this even, but worn out, you know, just puffing around, because all that does is just makes people assume that you have more volume underneath there than perhaps you even do. Instead, you actually want to opt for more fitted clothes. Not tight, not snug, not bodycon, but fitted and body skimming clothes. You probably also, on those pieces that are going to be skimming the body close, you want denser fabric. So you don't want a thin t-shirt, but you do want a thick enough t-shirt where it's going to lay on you nicely without emphasizing lumps and bumps and bulges and cellulite and things like that. My next tip is you definitely want to make sure that you're wearing the right bra. Wear one that lifts and supports. This is so important, especially if you have a tummy, because especially if your tummy is up high and right under your breast, then you need there to be a real line of definition. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to get a bra that does lift you up, lifts up your bosom up off of your belly so that there is a real distinction there between the two. You don't want that blended thing going on where your bust just like, you know, runs right into your belly. You want there to be a distinction. So get a good bra fitting, get a good bra. If you don't have time to run get a bra fitting, tighten the straps on your current bra. It will lift you up significantly right there, and that could really be a game changer. Of course, you can also wear shapewear when it's appropriate. Personally, I don't like to wear shapewear under things like pants and jeans and just casual clothes, shorts and stuff. So I figure most women know, like, you know, wear shapewear when you're wearing a dress, and I always do. And either it may just be kind of very skimming, it may not be like really firm, but at least it's going to keep the lumps and bumps and bulges from showing. But depending on the thickness of the fabric, the tightness of the dress, whatever, you know, certainly invest in some good shapewear that's going to help you out there. But let's move on to how to really put together an outfit that doesn't emphasize your tummy, but it doesn't, you know, cover you up like a big tent either. I have noticed, now I'm not a professional stylist, but I do follow some, and I'm a real student of how people dress. Every time I'm watching television or a movie, or when I'm out at the mall or the airport or wherever, I am constantly studying people. And one thing I've noticed is I have seen some beautiful women who, with all different kinds of bodies, all different shapes and sizes, and different sizes of tummies, And they have dressed beautifully by dressing the body they have and wearing clothes that really fit. And surprisingly, perhaps, you actually can do things like tuck your shirt in and wear close-fitting clothes. But there are some keys to doing that. So let's check out the first outfit I've put together, and I'll continue to share some more tips. Another thing you can do, of course, is create a column of color. You do that by wearing one color head to toe, or really, of course, shoulders to ankle, and then you wear another color over. A lot of times we think of wearing a column of black underneath a vibrant, maybe green or pink, and that's beautiful. And black is obviously slimming. Whenever you wear a dark color, you know it's going to cause things to fade and recede. So that definitely is one way to look a little smaller, is to wear a dark color. But let's face it, this video is about hiding a tummy for spring and summer, and a lot of women want to wear lighter colors and maybe even white. I've received a lot of comments lately from women who say, I don't wear any white jeans because I'm too thick, I'm too big, too whatever. Well, actually, if you style them right, I absolutely believe anybody can wear white jeans. And a column of white is a great way to do that. So here I've created a column of white using a few more tricks. Notice this woman, we'll call her Meg. Meg is wearing a fitted tank top. Now her tank top is not tight, but it does fit her body. I actually even cinched it a little bit in the back to make it lay the way I want it to, because this is not necessarily the tank top that I suggest you get. I wanted you to see though how a top that you buy and wear should fit. It should fit the bosom, and then it should fit up under the bosom, and so that it defines that part of your torso that is thinner. It should define your thinner part. And then it should skim your tummy, that tummy that you're trying to hide. Whether it's up high or low, it's going to skim it. And if you want to leave it untucked, then here a good column of white or a column of blue, column of black, whatever you're creating, is a good place to do that, because we're not going to see that line anyhow. But still, you don't want that top to be just really long. You don't want it hitting down like where your thighs are or something. You don't want it to cover your whole tummy. You can just let it lay right there across that tummy. It's not going to be tight. There's no waistband, defining your tummy or anything. Trust me, this works. Especially then when you do a few other things. Meg is also wearing a V-neck top. So another big tip, like I cannot emphasize this one enough, is to show some skin. When you show some skin on other places of your body, I know you don't want to show your tummy. I don't want to show mine either. So we're not going to do that. But when we show skin other places, especially our thinner places, it's going to distract from that tummy and really make you look more, thinner than you really are, just more slender than you really are. Some key places to show some skin is there at the neck, at the décolletage area, across the chest, your clavicle, maybe even your shoulders. If you would wear something off your shoulders is a great idea too. So Meg here is wearing that V-neck top. She's showing her clavicle. I know you can't really see a clavicle on my dress form here, but she would be showing her clavicle. She's also rolled up the sleeves on her top there, her linen shirt. And so she's showing some skin, a little bit of her wrist and above. So that's another great place to show some skin. And because her pants are ankle length, she's also actually showing some skin down around her ankles, wearing some pretty sandals. She doesn't really actually have on any sandals, but let's say she does. So she's showing a lot of skin in other places. That is definitely going to help minimize the appearance of that tummy. Now, Meg has a little shirt over her tank top and her loose-fitting little ankle length white linen pants. That shirt is not heavy. It's that third piece, that completer piece, that piece she's wearing over that's grazing, it's fluttery, it's loose and everything. It is so lightweight that even if Meg is in Florida, the hottest, most humid Florida, she can wear this linen shirt and look stunning. She's got that column of white going, it's slenderizing under that loose fitting shirt. Now, one more thing Meg has done is she's wearing a pretty little necklace up there. It's going to draw the focus up. It's bright, shiny gold. It's going to draw the focus up away from that tummy. So Meg's doing a lot of things right to hide, conceal, diminish, distract from that tummy. Now we're going to move on to my other dress form. We're going to call her Jo. Jo is doing a few things right too, and these are different things. Number one, Jo is wearing a dress. A lot of time women with an apple shape or who have that larger barrel kind of shaped tummy have beautiful legs. It's just the way it is. That's just how it happens to add up. So my bet is if that's you, if you have that larger true apple shape, you probably also have beautiful legs. Take advantage of that and wear a pretty dress. It's going to distract from the tummy, draw the attention to your legs. You're showing some skin, a really pretty, probably a thin part of your body. She's also wearing a V-neck with her dress, so she's showing that part of her body again, and she has on that pretty dazzling gold necklace. Now, another thing she's done before I put the jacket on, she has a little flutter sleeve. Another way you can distract from the tummy is to broaden the shoulders. When you broaden the shoulders, it's going to help create more of a waistline. So even if you have a little bit of a protruding tummy out front, it's going to make you look more like you have a really nice waistline, and so it's going to make your figure look better altogether. So that little flutter sleeve, adding a little volume there at the shoulder, is a smart way to go. But I've also put a little jacket on Jo here because a little loose fitting jacket like this can be really attractive. I love the way this one has a little bit of a princess seam to it, so a really nice flattering shape. It is that faux leather. This is from Clara Sunwoo, both the dress and the jacket. So beautiful. This liquid leather is what they call it, is really perfect for the woman who's trying to conceal some things on her body. Another thing that Jo did, though, is she wore a pretty graphic print. So this pretty floral print is distracting. It's not a solid. You do want to stay away from like shiny solids on any area that you're trying to diminish, because shiny solids are going to just draw attention. But here we have a polyester dress, but it's got a beautiful floral, so you just don't see that. You're just not looking at the tummy. It kind of conceals any lumps and bumps and bulges too. Another thing about this dress is it does have those nice little princess seams, a little bit of a gourd effect in the skirt there. So that is just going to make everything look a little bit more feminine and the shape just to look a little bit more pleasing. And finally, I did want to share with you the outfit I'm wearing today too, because like I said, depending on how good a job I've done, you may or may not think that I have a tummy, but the truth is I do. And a lot of times what I do, and I'm so glad that they're on trend right now, is I wear high-waisted jeans and pants. If you have that little postmenopausal pooch down below your waistband, then a high-waist pant or jean is your friend. You can wear that pant, that jean, wear a belt, cinch that waist in, and especially if you wear a darker wash pant, it's really going to downplay that little pooch. Now, another thing I've done is I've done a true front tuck. That means I've left my shirt untucked in the back. I've tucked it in very gently in the front so that you know where my waist is. It defines my waist. That gives me shape, visual shape, without really, really focusing in on my waist. I'm not wearing anything tight there. I've got a belt on, but it's nice and loose. My jeans are covering up my little belly down there, and my shirt is still not kind of nice and light. So it really works, and I really encourage you to try it. I think more women could tuck and wear belts than think they can. Another thing I've done, of course, is I have worn a V-neck, and there's some interest at my neckline. It's an interesting collar, it's smocked, and it's just got some interest. It's a pretty vibrant print, so it pulls the attention up towards my face and up towards the thinner parts of my body. Of course, I've also worn a pretty necklace, a pretty bracelet. I've worn that, short sleeve that exposes more of my arm. I've worn crop length jeans that expose my ankles, my feet with pretty little sandals. All of those things work together to hide a tummy. The biggest mistake that women make is thinking that hiding a tummy has something to do with what you wear right here, wearing something like a tent over your tummy. That's not the way to hide a tummy. The way to hide a tummy is to distract from the tummy by pulling the focus to other parts of your body that are perhaps more visually appealing. Also, to downplay it by wearing things like a loose third piece, like that linen shirt or a kimono or a little jacket that really doesn't add a lot of bulk or heat or weight to your outfit. So you can diminish the tummy, you can downplay it, and you can distract from it. But that has a whole lot more to do with things like the right undergarments, what kind of fabrics you wear, wearing clothes that actually fit your body, and then drawing the attention to other parts of your body. I hope this was helpful, I truly do, because as we go into spring and summer, we want to feel freed up to wear the clothes that we enjoy, that feel comfortable, that feel bright and pretty for the season. So don't be afraid to experiment with some of these. I also do want to encourage you to check out Melissa Murrell, and I'm going to give you a link below to her YouTube channel. She is a professional stylist located in the United Kingdom, and she styles all kinds of bodies, real life women, not just dress forms, and she styles them very much like what I've been telling you today. I got a lot of my tips from her, and I've learned so much from watching her. I think you will too. Just promise me that you'll still come back and visit me too. Thank you so much again to MIDI for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to go through that link below in the description box to the MIDI scheduler if you would like to set up a visit with a MIDI clinician to talk about your healthcare concerns. I will see you again next Wednesday.